Hi there, viewers and gamers alike out there, and welcome back for more of Arkham Twin Days Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy live stream, brought to you by Capcom. Available on the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. So, yes. And, yeah, to be honest, I was in a... What's up, Princess Isabel? How's it going? How are you? Huh? Welcome, you made it to the live stream. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Welcome to Arkham Twin Days Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy live stream part 12. The trial of Lana Skye. That's right. So, oh my goodness. There will be a premiere because, well, this early afternoon I was in court because I wasn't able to do the live stream to start at 5, so I have to start around earlier than that. So, either way, I made it. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, once again, how are you, Princess Isabel? Anything going on? Oh, and the premiere starts at 8 p.m. Mountain, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. And yes, we are definitely live in real time and the commentary. So yes, here we go. The trial of the former prosecutor Lana Skye. So the trial of Lana Skye begins right now. Oh boy, so here we go. Let us begin the trial of Lana Skye, rise from the ashes. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday? Lana Skye as your friendly neighborhood spider cop, along with Phoenix Wright, and welcome to, or should I say welcome back to the ultimate Arkham universe. Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Rather, the whole thing is one big gray area, really? Well, no matter what the outcome, I'm pretty sure you got this in the bag. So, yep. You're ready to accept your fate. I know you're not guilty somehow, but I do know how the story goes entirely. A word of advice? Yes. Never believe their client? What? Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. I mean, seriously, but there is one decisive difference between you and her. You're not a defense attorney. Yes. Oh my. I asked out a girl. I asked out on a nice, pretty girl on a date, like her personality, and she just can't let it go. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Very well. You do have the scientific method. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. Very much indeed. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Understood. And the judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. He is much more forceful in person, I'll give you that. However, she will not pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime, a professional witness. What's up, Simons? How's it going? How you doing? By the way, this early afternoon, I had to go to court today, which means not a fake one, which is I had to go to court for reals because of what happened to my legal father back then in the summer times, because, yeah. And I have to go back to court in about a little over 2 months from now, so that means January 16th. Oh, it's good for you. Well, hi there, Rex-Star Lena. What's up? You're welcome. And how you doing, X-Star Lena? So yeah, I have to go back to court in January 16th, so little over 2 months from now, which would be a Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday, January 16th, 10:30 a.m. in the morning. But enough of that. It's time to go back to court. And you guys wondering, why am I doing an Arkham Twin Days, a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy? Well, I'll tell you about it a little bit later. Yeah, everything's alright. It's just that, I do miss my legal dad so much, and I know he's in heaven. Which I'm glad that he gave his life to the Lord. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The Carthage Queen. I think I remember that Luke Kwing did this on his premieres and not a live stream. So this is a live stream of a Let's Play series that I'll be doing from now on instead of a premieres of doing episode to episode, which he did over, around 117 episodes, and talk about, actually 107. I think around 107 episodes of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and he did it in 3 months. 3 months! Wow, and that is truly dedication, you know. Haven't I seen you somewhere? The caviar lunch. Ooh, caviar? I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. A Fiesta Bowl? Wouldn't that be the Fiesta Bowl Bowl for the BCS, which would be the Bowl Championship Series, or is it just the Fiesta Bowl? Oh, I'm feeling good. Thank you for asking, X-Star Lena. How about you? Thanks. I'll take a Fiesta Bowl. Just your friendly neighborhood spider cop. I'm not sure how Phoenix is feeling. Will the witness state her name and profession? The fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. So this is what everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty and hot. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Simple. Tapioca is a flavor which is sweet. If you add pickles between with some sour and sweet, you get the great combination. It's like a hot dog. Which is not a hot dog. It's not a hot dog. Name, profession, now. Ooh, boy, yeah. Miles Edgeworth is not kidding. Very well. Witness, please describe the incident to us in full exclusive detail if you must indeed, because I have not a lot of wasting time so I can get this trial to begin with. The prosecution, alright, I'm not finished either. Hurry it up, Judge, you're making me bored. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Uh-huh. Oh, what does that mean? Am I a loop-de-loop? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. For the police, she was a first-rate homicide detective. Yep, a former homicide detective, if you ask me. Oh, I know who you are! Call for help! Great, now he remembers. Very well, you may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? Yeah. Yes? Okay. So the parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks, okay? Block A. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel, and block B is for visitors and clients. Okay. Would that work for defense attorneys as well? Oh yeah, by the way, Simons and X-Star Lena, welcome back to the ultimate Arkham universe. So the crime took place by car in the back of A block. So killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Ugh. That is Arkham for you, with Law and Order SVU. And who was this valiant witness? So, parking lot floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? You apprehended the chief prosecutor? It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. Oh, come on! is harsh. Are you an angel or a devil? Yeah, why? As a matter of fact, why don't you be like Mr. Freeze to crush my dreams like an ice cube? If you can't, then give them your worst, mister. Wait, are they talking about me? What kind of trial is this anyway? Oh, that's right. This is the ultimate Arkham universe, and anything can happen. Okay, she said somehow she always knew a day would come like this, and she was on her way to deliver a lunchbox to her boyfriend, and she sensed something, and she said perhaps it was your finely honed detective's intuition at work. She said through the wire fence she saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Hi, Obito, how's it going? Welcome to, and he yeah. How's it going, Obito? Welcome to the live stream of Arkham Twin Days of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Tuesdays and Thursdays only, so yeah. Of course, Luke has his own Arkham Wednesdays on the Nightwing 01 channel, while I have my own Arkham Twin Days. So, yeah, Arkham Twin Days. So Angel continues. She said the chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. She said then she thrust, that would be Lana Skye, the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Yeah. Like I said, Arkham. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. Very much indeed. Or should I say, there's nearly no way out for this one. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. I'm still thinking about that. You do realize we're standing with Emma, and I'm your friendly neighborhood spider cop, and you're sweating over like this like bullets? Yeah, he wounded their, I guess he wounded your personal insight. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay. What will we find? Oh, why not we save and then we go forward. Don't worry, I'm not exiting. There we go. Okay, she said somehow you always knew a day like this would come, but that's nothing important. She was on her way to deliver a lunchbox to your boyfriend? Okay, nothing important on that. When she sensed something, perhaps it was finally home detective's intuition at work. Actually, we're gonna press you on this. Hold it! You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? Like the feeling I have no idea what that means. Neither do I. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? He was like a young cheese. What am I, an old goat cheese? A young cheese? A greenhorn. But I must be on. Yellow and sharp as a tack. Aha. Okay. Okay, so she said through the wire fence, you saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car? A garish car? We're gonna press you on this. Hold it! By garish car, you mean... Edgeworths. Mr. Edgeworths? Yeah. Indeed it was. Very much indeed. Something tells me why is this going a little bit south, or it's an odd way to put it. What an odd case this is. Yay! I definitely need a virtual hug because I definitely needed one. Because I definitely helped someone from yesterday, yesterday last night on Facebook. And the person you saw, you sure it was the defendant. 30 feet? If she's telling the truth, we are doomed. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more substantial than that. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? What's up, LaFlash? Welcome to Arkham Twin Days live stream. Part 12, the trial of Lana Skye. Virtual hugs for everybody in the chat. Okay, she said, Angel said the chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Let me press you on that statement. It's just a little one. Okay? Hold it! Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. You say the blade was about 4 inches long. Really? That's 1 inch longer than my index finger. Yes, that's about right. Very much indeed. I mean, it's no coincidence, of course. Aha! Boil an egg. Yeah, can you try to eat a green salad once in a while, Angel? You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg, I mean a person! So the defendant was holding a knife, what then? She said then Lana Skye, the chief prosecutor, thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Really? Hold it! Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has applied. By the time you realized what was going on, it was too late, huh? Too late? I see. You said that before. Anything else? Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Okay. Let's see. I know those two I know those two sentences. The first two sentences are irrelevant. I know I pressed that one. She said, through the wire fence, you saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand? Wait a minute. Right hand. The murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox, traces of victim's blood, no prints. Wait a second. Why did she say the chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand? That doesn't make sense. Why would she say the chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand? Well, 90% of the time that the people's testimony would be at the end of the final sentence in that statement by saying something that contradicts to another. But 10%, well, actually 75%, the other 25% would be that's not the last sentence statement, if you want to know. So yeah, that would be something else. No prints. No prints, huh? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Edgeworth in the wild? I think that my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Oh, there's a scary thought. Wow, it's just, oh my gosh. Lana, you have the most odd sayings that I ever heard of. Okay. She thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. I don't see something that contradicts like she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Let's see. Death due to loss of blood, one knife wound, died an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Wound cause, so 4 inches. It was like 4.5 inches. A single stab wound was found. Victim's memo found in the car trunk. Okay, that one's it. Property of Lana, Skye. I don't want to answer it again. You know, that statement when she said the chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand, that really strikes me odd, wouldn't you say? Why would she say there were prints on the right hand, but then there was one that's saying no prints? Do you find it odd as a prosecuting attorney? To be honest, the chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. And look at this. The murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolboxes, traces a victim's blood, but no prints! So, yeah, let's see if I can go with this. No, that's not it. No, I thought that was it, but denied. That didn't win me any points of the judge. Let's see. Loss of blood. The tip of the pointy knife, the tip of the knife. The pointy tip? But I see it. Not saying that it's there. Loss of blood from the chest wound. Oh boy. What was that last call about something? Let's see. There's no need to push this again. Never mind, it's nothing. It's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Alright, back up. Okay, so, oh my goodness. So that was not it. That's an investigator ID's card found in the prosecutor's office crime scene. I know I can see the picture, but I don't see the number's ID. I don't know, why would it not show me for no other reason? What else would they use? True. Y-A-B-A-D-A-B. What? Y-A-B-A-D-A-B. Well, it doesn't have a certain ring to it. It doesn't take much to amuse her. Okay, I thought that would work, but I guess I was wrong. Wait a minute. That's Goodman's autopsy report. 4 p.m. and 5:30. Single stab wound was found. Jeez. I've never done something like this before. Okay, now this is the parking lot, the map of the parking lot. That's B1 for clients and other people. This is Block A for the prosecutor's parking lot. And I'm guessing, I mean, you guys are willing to help me out if you can, because even though as a defense attorney I am learning, but somehow it can be very hard when you never know what's coming at you. Let's see. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Garish car. Wait a minute. You couldn't standing next to a garish car. Call me crazy, but why would you see a prosecutor standing next to a garish car? Because that part is where you cannot see standing next to a garish car. I think I know where this is going. I think I might have found something. Hold on a second. I'm just loading. I promise you, I'm not exiting up, you know. I think I know where this comes from. Okay, she said through the wire fence. She saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. How could you stand right next to a garish car? You see, that's Edgeworth's car right there. And if you see, why would you can see through a wire fence? I don't think you cannot see through a wire fence. If you see through a wire fence, can you see that's on B block instead of A block instead? Nope! I thought that would work. Okay, that didn't work either. Didn't win me any points. That failed. Six, 7, 5, 12, 12. Parking stop, Miles Edgeworth. Let's see, when you sense something, the chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Oh my goodness. This is one case that I'm gonna be having a tough time to solve. Last call made to her sister, Emma, 518 in the holding a knife on the right hand. I don't know why it did not let me represent that. She thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Okay, I know that has nothing to do with the King of Prosecutors trophy. Edgeworth's knife. And that's the autopsy report. Died within half an hour. Loss of blood from chest wound. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab to the wound. A thrust would be a stab, which I'm sure of it. Okay, let me see if I can... Nope! That does not work! That evidence and that sentence statement does not relate to the case, and that did not win me any points. Okay, let me try this again. Oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, but like I said, you find cases that are absolutely tough to comprehend. Through the wire fence. Let me see if I can press you on this one. Hold it! This boyfriend, he's the detective. Hi, Kyle, how's it going? But, boyfriend, you'll have several? Are you saying you want to have a harem full of boyfriends? I'll stick with the Launcher Stacks. The security guard room is in the lot in Block A. So it's up to the Oh, okay. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, you bring your lunch boxes by car? So you park in B block. So she was in B block, I see. She sent something. You say you had a premonition of the murder. I have no idea what that means. Yeah, a young cheese. In other words, a greenhorn. Through the wire fence, you saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Hold it! How did you know? Ugly and twisted. The lunch lady's uniformed opinion is duly noted. Edgeworth is unsure on that part. You found a dream job? Laid off? She was fired? Very well, you may continue, mister. So, she wants to have a harem full of boyfriends. I see. So, woo! Why? You saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car, but I know that for a fact because through that's the wire fence right there. I know that for a fact. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand, and she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Oh boy, you said that before. Anything else? It's pretty fatal to me. Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's just a funny way to explain it like this. I'm just saving. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'm not saying I don't. Which I know. Uh-huh. That's the ID card. That's the King of Prosecutors Prosecutor's Trophy. That's Edgeworth's knife. That's the parking stub. That's the Blue Badger panel. Of course, I can check that one out, but then again, it's not part of the statement. That's Goodman's autopsy report. I can't remember what it was. It is really, really very hard for me to... Oh my goodness. The pointy... There isn't... I wish you could present IDs, but nope, yeah, you do not. Let's see, Okay, that's Edgeworth's. I can cross off the Blue Badger and the trophy with the ID. I'm either stuck with that, the knife, along with Goodman's autopsy report and the parking lot floor plans. So, yeah, I'm stuck with those two. Oh boy, it's when she meant it very strictly, I didn't know she meant that very strictly, to be honest. Like I said, you guys are welcome to help out. I mean, somehow I do not want to get into a stumbling block. And then again, you don't want to be in a stumbling block. Yet somehow you really knew when was the day to come and try to strike fear in the eyes of evil. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's see. A wired fence. Holding a knife in her right hand. I don't see how... I wonder why... I wish you could say... Why would it say no prints and then you get denied? I mean, come on. It doesn't make any sense for saying something like that for being denied of somewhat in sorts. I mean, come on. I'm not saying it's wrong, but excuse me. My guess is that you need to find a way to put off the table scraps. So let's see. Boy, oh, fine. How are you doing, Kyle? And she thrust the pointy knife. The pointy knife. see, a visitor in B block. Oh, you're doing some homework to make the little comic. Yeah! Let's see. Let's see, how do I... Oh boy, I'm trying to think. Let's see, what do... Oh boy. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. I'm trying to think. Oh my goodness. What to do? Pointy, thrust, and oh my. Darn it. It's making me stumble upon. Really stumble upon. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I know it's only a flesh wound, to be honest. I don't like being crushed for a little hope I got. Oh boy. This is an odd case. I know this is gonna be pretty fatal. I'm gonna try to keep my head. I mean, you're welcome to read this if you want, Kyle. I mean, I'm trying to remember. Always trying to nitpick. Wait a minute. What did she... Wait a minute. Through the wired fence. Uh-oh. I got disconnected. My bad. Oh, no. Sorry. I don't know what happened. I got a little bit of a disconnected on that thing. Okay. A garish car. Hold it! By garish car, you mean... Yeah, Edgeworth's car. The knife which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Yeah. Witness, if you, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Worms, you prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. Huh? Rookie? On doubting you? Come on! Bring it on! I'm not afraid to be cooked on the inside, you know! You could cry plagiarism. A photograph? You took this? You took a picture and in fact one of your lunchbox is rigged with a camera? I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging around your neck. Witness! Why am I only seeing this photograph just now? Remember when she says she hates prosecutors, or that she doesn't like prosecutors who are worms, Edgeworth, because since you are one? Hey, the defendant! The moment unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? So the chief prosecutor was holding... Okay. Was holding a knife on her right hand. Wait a minute. Why would you say that? There was a photo you showed me. She's not holding a knife on her right hand. So, standing right next. If that, okay, so this is the picture after. I'm pretty sure it's not the knife. Why would this? It's not. People think Galen thought that it was the knife on this, but nope, it's not. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife. Okay, she's looking through the wired fence. That is true. So, it was not it. So my guess is gotta be. Why would? So she, let me guess. Wired fence. She saw the person with a thrusted knife. So my guess is going to be either the photograph or that knife again. But somehow, oh my. I am going to say my gut instinct is the photograph. It's got to be the photograph, but if I'm wrong, I could be wrong. But who knows? Let's try it. And here we go. Objection! And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with a knife? Aha! You swear it on your finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure this is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Skye not holding a knife? Ooh, you're silent, are you? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection! That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! And how can you tell that? Blood spatter. Or splatter. Huh? I see it. But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you! You got a better idea? Actually, objection. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. The moment. Slightly unclear, really? That's it. Either that or she would give me lunch and send me to Fat Lip, Arizona. Was a cold calculating like a robot?
Objection!
Wait a second! Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? And wonder, and the question is the big one, why? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Nothing! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Witness, add this to your testimony. She said the murder was planned and the rubber gloves prove it? Hold it! What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. There were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsies. Wait a minute, rubber gloves, no prints! I wouldn't say that was she may have had a possible conclusion. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. Since she added that new testimony, I'm pretty sure what she said gave me a clue. I kind of had no idea, but I had to press each and every one of those statements by holding. I press that, I press that, I press this, and this. Bingo! That one! That one! The murder was planned and the rubber gloves prove it. The murder weapon usually in Edgeworth's toolbox, traces of victim's blood, no prints!
Objection!
Bingo! Witness, do you know what this is? We are testing you. You sell lunch boxes for a living. Uh-huh. The knife was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk, yes. Indeed, it was my knife. Very much indeed. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there! Defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? The prosecutors are hurting people! The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves? Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon! Ooh! This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon! That is Arkham for you! Order! 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 Can someone get a burger, fries, and a Subway and a submarine sandwich? Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Not so fast, Emma. Right? I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to only seems to care, is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing that the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. I wouldn't... He's clever, but he is clever. Wait until you see he's whistling Dixie. Planned. I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us what you saw, not what you thought. Alright? What you see, not what you think, and not what you assume. Don't... It's kind of like, be like water, like Bruce Lee's theory. Be like water. Like you pour water into a cup and becomes the cup. You pour water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. Really now? Yes. Angel's deduction. She said Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. She said that's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. She said, I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again, is what she's saying. Wait a minute. Why would she do it like that many times? That didn't make sense. A victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. Lot like premeditation, doesn't it? No, it means you want to eat some pizza with a rat with some adopted turtle sons. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. What is Master Splinter? Really, where's Master Splinter? Splinter, can you bring your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or should I say your songs from any out of to come into the Ultimate Arkham universe, because they're turtles anyway. Okay, she said Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. Hold it! Thanks, Kyle. You said that, but you haven't told us how you know. To command, Your Highness. Boy, she's about to turn. Try not to interrupt her again. There's something half-baked here, all right, and it's you. Why don't you go work at a bakery and sell bread anyways? Simons. You always have. Like I said, you are the Hawkeye Pierce of MASH 4077 of humor. Try not to confuse the defense, witness. They are not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? She said that's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. Hold it! You have no proof that Miss Skye called them there! Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. A letter? Come on, you could have tried public phone first at least. Oh, dial 1010-220. Hello, I just saved 2 cents. May I take your order? In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sorry, have a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? Had a grudge against the victim? Hold it! What kind of grudge? Of course you don't! That's because she didn't have a grudge! Please. Why? Let me guess. Red Hot Chili Peppers? How am I supposed to know? Lunchbox with pretzels. Well, in the words of box of chocolates. I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This just isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? Now, why would you say to plunge the knife in again and again? Hold it! A human machine? That's a contradiction! Come on! Wow, that is just plain wrong. Please, can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Edgewood size smells like citrus fruit. What am I? What am I? Walnuts? You say again and again. How many times did she stab him? Exactly. How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that. This is a murder case, people. Can you just revise on that statement for once? Miss Skye has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. I wonder, would it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Great, we gave clues. Okay, I'm just gonna save and then coming back in. And saving, and we'll go back in. See? We're back in! She called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. A grudge against him. Now, wait a second. Why would you say she wants to drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again? No. Well, listen to this. Listen to this autopsy report. The assessment: wound caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. just a single stab wound. She just only stabbed them once, and that was it. Why would she stab again and again? That does not make sense of her testimony.
Objection!
I knew it. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. All right, another test. I'm always your friendly neighborhood spider cop, even though I may not be the world's greatest detective like Batman, though. My surprise, if that's your my surprise, and I have my iced tea unsweetened, which I'm drinking right now. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Oh, you're right. Good sure, Mr. Edgeworth. What about my objection? No one noticed. Well, witness. Oh, thanks. One could ever mistake ketchup for blood? Really? You realize that such mistakes are possible? So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? Splattered blood from her victim? Splattered blood from her victim? Oh, wow. Tell us what just... Wow, ladies and gentlemen, Simon's just made K-Wife. He stopped teasing us to go with the good food and drink you have meme. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, so she's adding the part of that testimony. Her red muffler looked like blood to me, and that's how ghastly the whole scene was? Hold it! Her red muffler? The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck? She's right. Ah, right there. Miss Skye was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my bed for a bib. Oh, do you want baby food? I bet you love some. Hey, I got baby carrots, and it tastes like sweet carrots with mashed potatoes filled with love. A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Yeah, K-Wife talks about food all the time, Kyle. And I agree with Simons. So you do think you saw some traces of blood on her chest, huh? However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out, yeah. A scientific fact. wouldn't say you had more wax to it. Okay, she called out the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. Her red muffler looked like blood to me, and that's how ghastly the whole scene was? Let's save on that part. Once again, just in case, and we're back. Her red muffler looked like blood to me, and that's how ghastly the whole scene was? Wait a minute. She's not wearing a scarf. Look at that. Not wearing a scarf. Can you see that? Not wearing a scarf, and why she's saying her red muffler looked like blood to me, and that's how ghastly the whole scene was? Let's see.
Objection!
Got it. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. She said she was wearing remember what her last statement said? She was wearing something on her neck that looks like splattered blood around her that was very ghastly. Well, guess what? On that photo, she wasn't wearing one. She wasn't wearing one at all during that time. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. See? Not wearing a scarf. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Oh, sure. It's fun. Good. Leo, I was talking about the tea he has. Never mind, when you have to explain a joke, it's no... Oh, Simons, you always bring me a smile to my face when you're here having humor sense. You will always be the guy to make things, no matter how bad it is, you'll always turn things upside down, right side up. What was my objection? Chopped liver? Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. You want to try your one last witnessing testimony again? Like I said, welcome to the ultimate Arkham universe, and you guys are a part of it in this live stream. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. She said after the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. That partition, huh? She said she quickly caught Lana Skye and explains her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. She said, yes, when I arrested Lana Skye, which is her, Lana Skye, she mentioned the muffler. She said that's why it got her confused in her earlier testimony. She said the chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Starr, which is her, as you can see right in front of you, resistance is futile. K-Wife takes over the K-Wings Let's Plays? Really? Ah, I see they're doing a live stream there. Oh my goodness. You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? You strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. Way to go, Amber! Your friendly neighborhood spider cop is back on the job, Homer Batman. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Come on. Oh, really? If you're a cobra, then I am Steve Irvin, the crocodile hunter. Hey, look! I found an African speeding cobra. Crikey! Look at it. I've never seen anything like this before. If I could just get a little bit closer, I can grab on one of the tail and see what it does. Oh, crikey! I've never seen anything like this before. I'm gonna wear glasses to protect myself from this African spitting cobra shooting poison, love. It's not a didgeridoo. No thanks. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. No. Kicked over an oil drum? An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Ooh, a predator. So she's the predator and the woman named Chitara from Thundercats. Got the print chat, moving on. So, okay. See, alright, she said after the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. Hold it! So, where is this partition on the floor plans? That would be the partition right there. I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously, so trying to hide herself? And what did you do then? So, you said you quickly caught her and explained her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. Hold it! Tim Burton is making Spider Cop movie? Oh, if he does, I would be as happy as clams. That would be an interesting thought. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? You were only 30 feet away from her the whole time. But I thought you said from a wired fence. Michael Bay. I wouldn't say Michael Bay because he kind of ruined Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which doesn't work. We're gonna press her on this. I like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was. She was a visitor. Thus, she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr? Ooh, I could make my own movie for that. Yeah, that's true, Kyle. I'll need someone else to join in the movie studio. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. You went over the fence? Zack Snyder or James Gunn or J.J. Abrams. Ooh, choices. Amazing, the cup of Queen Lunch Lady athlete indeed. Yeah. She couldn't have gotten to your sister that fast. That fence was about 9 feet high, too. I bet an NBA basketball player such as Shaquille O'Neal would try that. Even Yao Ming. And, Dirk Nowitzki. And Dwight Howard and LeBron James. So how did Miss Skye not get away? When you arrested her, she mentioned the muffler? Hold it! Okay, she mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If you remembered exactly... Cheeky, just come on! Muffler? Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Was talking on her phone? Her phone? She can't mean... Wait a minute. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Ultimately? No, the call doesn't see, mister. So you're saying the chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall. That's right. Right there. That's the telephone right there on the wall when we saw it on our day of investigation. Near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall. So it was out of order, huh? And so she used the cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. Oh, great. I'm actually not in love. Well, I did try to ask her out one time. On a date, like her personality, and she just can't let it go. But then again, it wouldn't try anyways. So you said you saw it all and how she tried the phone on the wall, but it had to use her cell instead. Hold it! Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? I was going to ask the same thing. Why are you calling us rookie since this is our first time? You're saying the chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. That's the wall with the broken emergency telephone that was out of order. Right. Muffler like Kane, last word was Rosebud. True. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. So you jumped over the fence like 9 feet. And even though you're not a basketball player, but you're a really good athlete. And during the time you climbed over the chain link fence, and you boldly grabbed her arm. But I wonder who was she calling, and you saw her doing this? Ooh, I think Phoenix Wright knows something. Okay, we'll press you on this. Hold it! She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside your hand and ran. A lard on a pâté of foie gras? Yes, I said it French. Pâté on a pâté of foie gras. And I thought that sometimes the K-Wings, they say this that don't know what's French, and it's kind of, it's kind of, how do I say, it's not screechy, but more like a funny way to not how to say those words in French. Kicked over an oil drum? An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other... Oh, the parking lot entrance! Doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Skye tried to run? Not as sorry as I am. Okay. We press that one. We press that. Mention the muffler. You saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead. Wait, her cell instead. Wait a minute. The word muffler was overheard during a call made at Emma at 5:18. Do you find that suspicious to thinking that, oh, wait a minute. Something like that kind of contradicts.
Objection!
No, that doesn't work. I thought that works, but no. Nope. Didn't win me any points with the judge. Oh. Saw it all. She's one tough cookie to make things A chief prosecutor made an escape, but made an escape? Why would she wouldn't try to run? That's the crime photo. I'm not saying that things would go wrong, of course. But then again, I have been wrong before. So what does this personally mean, of course? Let's see. Muffler is like Kane's last word is rosebuds. Let's see. I couldn't... How she saw something... The phone on the wall. Wait a minute. She saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall, but it had to use her cell instead. Wait a minute. Can I check this? No. You didn't see it all. I mean, of course, she may have run. Could you actually see her that she was hiding on the telephone? Hey, I'm seeing right through the partition. Hello? Can I see it? No, I don't. Oh, wait a minute. All I can see is a wall. Lana, Skye, you behind the wall? No. I think this is my guess. She could not see it. There is no way.
Objection!
Right there. Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye.
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Kicked out 2 years ago. Even though he still remembers. Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? Oh, what? You said you saw it all? Right there, but you can't see through a partition wall! You guys, for those who are in the comment, for those who are watching the live stream, remember when she said that she saw it all and she arrested her on that spot? How could she see through the partition on that wall when we saw the floor maps of the floor map of the parking lot? Let's look at the floor plans. Look, you said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you could have possibly seen Miss Skye making that phone call through the wall, but instead you cannot see it and you don't have X-ray vision like Superman. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Oh yeah, Simon, you know, buddy. Order! Order with fries and burgers! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong, including as your friendly neighborhood spider cop. The witness lied about... Ooh, okay. Let's see if I can save on this. Don't worry, I'm coming. I gotta press the right button. Press, please! Thank you. Why can't you press the X button? X button. She didn't lie. I know she did not lie about the order of events. I know... Let's see. I know this one's not... I know this one is wrong. It's either this one or this one. So the witness lied about what she saw, or the witness lied about where she saw. Okay, if I say the witness lied about where she saw, why would she saw it? Yeah, she couldn't. I mean, if she saw through the wall, that would not have been a lie. But since I'm gonna go with where she saw it, the witness lied about where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Objection! Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it! Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. Where did the witness... Oh boy, let's see if I can try to remember. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Angel Star was right here. Where was she witnessing during that time of the crime scene is what you want to know. Oh my. Let's see. What do I remember? Oh, Ethan sucks. Simon's was a sneaky slide. Oh boy. Wait a minute. She was taking a photo from here. What she was witnessing... Wasn't she witnessing like right here is what my fact is? Because that is my strong guess. I mean, there is no way she could not have, if she was like right here, she'd have witnessed the whole thing. But instead, she did not. I mean, there was no way for anybody to see right through a partition of the wall. I mean, come on, really? So, okay, let's say she was right here for the moment. So, if that were to happen, she would have seen she would have ran behind the back, and there's the barrel right here, and on the A block, but instead, she was on B block right here. B block is right here, so she could have parked her car like, I think her car was right here. And then she stepped out of the car, walked this way, and then she noticed something. Why did she... And she was standing right there and took out a lunchbox. And indeed there was a hidden camera in the lunchbox. So the camera of that lunchbox was taking a picture of that photograph. And guess what happened? It was seen right through this wired fence right here. You see right there of this wired fence? Those dots? That's the wired fence. And she believes she saw everything through the partition by thinking it's another wired fence. So guess what? You cannot see through the partition because why? You cannot see through the wall. Not through the wall. She doesn't have x-ray vision. She can't see through the wall because she didn't witness part of the crime scene at all. Instead of right here, if she thinks she saw everything all, she saw everything right here. Right there is where she would be standing at. So... that's Edgeworth's car right there. The muffler right behind this is most likely from where it was placed at. But my guess, if she would have witnessed something on A block, would it be, I'm going to say not there, but the security room. So my guess is this. She must have witnessed something, the security room. Why would she go through here, huh? That is my guess. The security room. Okay, she jumped over the fence. then she might have seen something, but she couldn't. So she has to go to the security room, right here.
Take that!
This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room is an underground parking lot, is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are so many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. Bingo! I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, I remember she brought her lunch to the that bodyguard in the security room because she has a boyfriend who is the security guard in the security guard room. Which is where she was hiding the whole time. Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. Angel Star, you may walk and look and talk like an angel, but please don't be no devil in disguise. If you want justice prevails, do the right type of justice, not the wrong kind. We're talking about injustice, Superman, okay? The guilty, is she talking about Miss Skye? Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station? Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
Objection!
Wait a minute. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. The deadly thing on this woman is the meal she deserves. Simons, I love your humor every moment of it. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they are guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what the reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Or else? Okay. So, Miss Starr witnessed the crime scene from the security guard station. But she lied, and she said she saw it from B block. Okay, because she couldn't see. I knew I was partly right about she couldn't see through the partition. Why would she lie about going from B block? It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? Hold on a second. Just saving. This might help. Okay, angle of view to the crime, distance to the difference in lighting. Wait a minute. It must make a vital difference, but what would change? An angle of view to the crime? I think so. Why? The angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of have a more 3D view of the crime. Well, hi, Jude Shin. Hi, Jude Shin. So, you're watching the episode 15 of Arkham Knight right now. Oh, well, I'm glad you're, which I did made a video out of like a couple, 2 to 3 years ago. This is important. Why? Nope. Not. That was not a good way to come up with. Okay, she must have lied. Okay, it's not angle of view to the crime. The distance! Changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans is it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
Ah, what she saw is not in question here. So, alright, well, Jude Shin, you watching the Arkham Knight episode 15 right now, and hopefully your thoughts, but please be courteous. I mean, I try to give everyone's videos of what I say, and not in a bad way. So you are good, Jude Shin, you are good. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it took you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, what this? Yes? Squid wheels? I like sushi though, but the qualities of my lunches have gone from low to inedible. A PB&J, a peanut butter and jelly lunch sandwich, boysenberry jam, boysenberry for the boyfriend. So you witnessed a crime from the glass-walled station. And before you knew that what was you were doing, you found yourself running towards the scene. You went the other way around. Wow. That's quite a detour. You took a detour, the long route. 5 minutes! This changes things considerably. I know you have photographic evidence, but you lack one thing. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Do I have any evidence to stop this? We gotta raise an objection.
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it! You could make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't tell anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. 5 minutes to take a long detour. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Ooh, somebody's losing their lunch. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. A witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank on her testimony. Mr. Edgewood is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. That was too close. I'm afraid that the Court of Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. What? Oh, come on! That's one of the... She tried to foist off on me! I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunch boxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, mister. Ooh, a triple decker! Out of deference to the witnesses, Devon, I allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. What she's going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Decisive evidence. I'm ready for you before my premiere begins. She said she should have mentioned those 5 minutes when she wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was the victim's and the other blood type matched the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. Something tells me we're going to have to add that to the testimony in the court record. There was blood found on that shoe? Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? I see. And you had blood tests performed? You have 3 boy... Great! Like I said, she has a harem! In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. Ooh, what do you mean? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. She mentioned previously what? In other words, when she said it was tested out for the forensics department as of today. Oh, Edgeworth, if only you didn't see that coming, that a woman has rose with thorns in the battlefield. It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against your witness. That is now added to the court record. I know it very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examined once and final time. Alright, let's see. We can pull this off. She said she should have mentioned those 5 minutes, huh? Hold it! Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? You wanted people to look at the results? The results? Well, you already said that correctly. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Every trick in the book. This one, the suspect is admitting she did it. A false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, mister. Let's just get this over with. That's what I get mad. She said, now the matter of the victim's shoe, huh? Hold it! And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? You detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. Yes. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. Now please just move on. Okay, so remove valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. She said 2 types of blood were found on this shoe, and one, of course, was the victim's. Hold it! So you brought it to the forensics department. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The show appeared to still have blood stains on it. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. Hold it! You can't say for sure the blood belonged to a defendant with a blood test. Huh? Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Aha! Any sample blood down to just 1 person. That's pretty specific. Could doubt it be anyone's? So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties it directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Okay. Hold it! I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. Peppered fish guts? What? Do I or do I not have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Yeah, there's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I say there is 1 critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. Hold on. Who eats fish guts? Just something she couldn't sell. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. First, let's save, and then we go back to what Mr. Wright is saying. Thank you very much. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Wait a minute. The victim's shoe, huh? Okay. Wait a minute. There's blood on the shoe right there, but why was there blood on the bottom of the sole? That strikes me suspicious now, wouldn't you say? Come on. This is gonna be one ticket I'm not gonna get out of. Oh boy, let's see. The problem of the shoe. Oh boy, let's see. Let's see, 20... Oh boy. Let's see. We know that there's blood on top of the shoe, I'll give you that. Now, let's see. We see the spots right there. And we see the bottom of the sole of the shoe, that there are like two places. One right here, which is right there, and this one right here. Now, hopefully, if I can try to deduce something. You know, now why wouldn't she check under the bottom of the shoe? Why she showed us the front of the shoe right here, but why didn't she mention that's in the bottom of the shoe, huh? I mean, come on, at least give me an explanation about the bottom of the sole. Okay, let's try it. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of his shoe? What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of this shoe? Let me guess. Oh boy, the blood, the victim's shoe again. Let's see. Ooh. Do you think I may present the shoe one more time, or is it just the knife? Or maybe the crime photo. Wait a minute. I'm trying to picture something that I... Okay. Hold on a second. Contradictories on the bottom of the shoe. Let's see. Oh my goodness. So, I'm gonna say the bottom, I'm gonna say the shoe again, but I could be wrong. However, I am not 100% sure if this is gonna... The picture. The picture! You sure, Kyle? The picture. Okay. Right there. Wait a minute. No, picture. I'm just saying, but who knows? White enamel bears. Wait. Okay. You said the picture. Wait. Picture or the shoe? Picture or the shoe? Oh my goodness. I know I'm going on a 50-50 chance on this. Yeah, let me see if I can go with that. I'm gonna go with this, the crime photo, because there were no footprints. The footprints. The problem lies in the footprint. Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Yep, picture. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found in the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. Right there. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Hold on. Well, witness. The lack of a footprint is a contradiction. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. Hold it. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint of the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back when she told us about apprehending the suspect. She said the chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain, and she knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum, and she's beautiful but deadly and a predator, a leopard woman like Chitara. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? And is it empty or not? Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? Brimming with water? Water? What does that mean? Still don't... I think I know what he meant. Water equals washed away footprints. You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that would have become evidence against her. That ties things up quite nicely. The blood stains left on the victim's shoes ties her quite clearly to this murder. And after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale sign. That reminds me, Miss Skye's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? Uh-huh. Well, I see no reason to prolong this What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. Enough! There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. Wait a minute. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana. Hold it! What? Well, she did say she's on the you said, oh, well, you're on the prosecution's side. What? What? Witness, don't tell me of something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. What in... Oh my! A photograph! Oh my goodness! What in blazes is going on? Did belong to the victim. Oh my. I say no room for error in this evidence. The asphalt on this photograph. I see it. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last Oh my gosh. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems as this was your sister wanted it anyway. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Mia. Huh? Wet or not? First, Mia's talking to Phoenix, and now Zatsune Miku's talking to me as well. What? Take another good look at the asphalt? This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Yet! Your Honor, wait! What is it with your people? Can't you down? I don't my verdict in peace anymore! Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't, then it will be too late! Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem, right or wrong. We've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we shall give easy claim a better shake. Another save just for on the safe side, okay? Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. The asphalt. Wait a minute. blood stain on the shoe was wet. Is it just me, or why does it look like something is wrong here, huh? Something is not what I want to see. Okay. That's Bruce Goodman right here. He is stabbed with a knife right there. There's his hand. Wait a minute. Bingo! He said something about muffler. The muffler, which is the tailpipe. Correct, Kyle. Correct. The muffler right in front of our eyes. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? Something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Angela. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? What does it have to do with this case?
Objection!
Wrong. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has in mind. Tell us why you think this piece of Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, you are gonna love this. So, tell us why I think that this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. So, when an enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye, on the tape taken by Angel Starr. That's okay. I know Lana's cell phone is not a part of it. Now we know that the the crime scene photo. Ooh, Kyle, if I didn't know better, you are as smart as a cookie. Very, very smart. The crime photo, right there. Let's check it one more time. She says she wasn't cut. And I don't see her. So when she took this photo, I mean Miss Angel Starr, she didn't have a cut on her right hand, as I can imagine it. But since this was after when we saw her back in prison, going on the detention center, she was bandaged on her right hand. So I'm guessing is the crime scene photo right here. The cloth and the muffler. You might be right. Let's try the crime scene photo one more time. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache. I meant, what do you think about the... The car's muffled. Great work! Not the crime scene photo. Ha ha ha. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's a little bit. Let's see, oh my goodness. That was not it. That was not it. Wait a minute. I think I know why the piece of cloth and the mufflers are related. Could it be the cell phone? I don't know.
Take that!
The cell phone! Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. She mentioned the word muffler on the cell phone. Now I remember. That was so easy for me to find it, but very hard to forget. But then you realize when you said the word muffler, thanks to Homer Batman's words, muffler to Rosebud. Uh-huh. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Been shot away. Well, it seems we have to suspend the proceedings. I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any... I set it back to the Hyrule... The episode of Hyrule Warriors is set on 8:30 p.m. Mountain. 9:30 Central, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. So I thought a little bit ahead of time and put it into 8:30 instead. So you guys are set to watch for those like at 10:30 p.m. in the Eastern time. So I thought of ahead a little bit because I didn't know this trial would take a little bit longer than I thought. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the call the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. That was close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry. To be continued. Oh my. Save. Oh wow. The trial ladder. So this is not over, but I do believe that 30-minute break is where gonna stop us for the time being. Oh boy. Hold on a second. Yep. And to the title screen. Finally! This is a good stopping point from here on out, and don't you worry, we are going to continue to pick up from where we left off for another time, which would be a Thursday. Oh my goodness, that was not easy, and in just around 35, or should I say in around 30 minutes, the premiere of Hyrule Warriors will begin in 8:30 p.m. Mountain, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Because I never thought that would have been possible to pull it off. Yep, it was possible to pull it off, so, oh my goodness. Try to remember things, and looking at closely was kind of like, oh my gosh, you're stumbling into a labyrinth and trying to find a way to the truth. And there we have it. We got something worthwhile. Yeah. So once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And tell me, what do you guys think of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy? Do you like it or hate it? Mash that like button or share this video if you guys love this type of game that makes you go to court, and because this is Arkham Twin Days. If you guys love Arkham Twin Days. So, once again, this is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always as your friendly neighborhood Spider Cop and Master Chief, who takes chances making mistakes and getting messy, like peanut butter and chocolate, or breakfast for dinner. That was not an easy case, to be honest. That was super hard. That was so hard. Wow. Oh my goodness, that was hard. Oh my. Now I know what it means being a defensive lawyer, a prosecuting attorney is not an easy job in real life. Not an easy job. But I know how Matt Murdock would be, whose name is Daredevil. He would be proud. And I believe in Harvey Dent. So yes. Oh my goodness. So, and once again, Gotcha Memories is coming this November. It should be starting this November, I would say the end of this week, or the beginning of the second week of November is my guess. So yeah. Alrighty then. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Remember to fight with honor, love, truth, and justice. And remember, the truth will always be by your side, always. See you guys next time for more of Arkham Twin Days. See you in around 30 minutes of Hyrule Warriors. Dinner time for 30 minutes, so see ya. Arkham Twin Days. Bye, you guys.